Let's go in the cloud. Or depending if you want to share some code, I can load some code, but
I don't have anything really to show.
no. If you want me to share the code to be like super explicit, but yeah, you could. So we did have the codes. We were following a tutorial that we found on YouTube from Thomas, an awesome tutorial. The guy is just producing so much tutorial. If you're interested to learn Node, go at behindmycloud.com and look in the past episode. In the show notes, his URL is there for you. His YouTube channel. His name is Thomas. A lot of content, really, really interesting. And I know I'm not looking the camera, and this is really bad. I'm just trying to open the code here.
Yeah, I think I got mine figured out again after waking him back up. Yeah, so we started making a game, and the game's going to be something we'd like to include in lots of places, and Learn TV, and maybe even in the new project that we're working on. Who knows? But it's not just intended to be just a trivia game that is played anytime, anywhere. I mean, it certainly should be and can be, but it's also intended to be something we can like use on the show to like get a bunch of people together and play like an actual game. So multiplayer is an aspect of it, as well as just like self challenge, I think is what we're ultimately aiming for. But all of this is very agile, and we're kind of just getting creative on the fly. So what we did is we followed along with a pretty sweet tutorial, and we have a working app that works very close to the one in Thomas's tutorial that Frank was mentioning. Branded a little bit different, so it looks like it belongs to us. But the code is except for we did change it so that we have our own API now, and we're calling that, which then calls the Open Trivia DB rather than calling it from within the app, because that seems like a little bit more how our architecture will work in the long run.
Yeah.
So there was that slight modification.
I thought I had bookmarked the game.
One? Yeah, I did too. I was looking for it earlier.
So right now we have a CI/CD, so a pipeline in GitHub, right? So in GitHub Action, we have, so every time we push, it will build, compile. TypeScript will be converted in Node, and then Node will be deployed into Azure in two components. So we're using the Azure Static website. So this is free. And then we leverage Azure Function to for our API. And right now, very basically, last stream, we were trying to call. So in the demo that Thomas is doing, he's using an Open TDB for trivia database. That's an open source API where you could, fetch some question and stuff like that. So we said, instead of calling it directly, let's try to call the Azure function and let the Azure function call the API, faking a connection to a database or whatever. Like, the goal was to try to understand how can we call an Azure function and get a response. So we did that. We struggled a little bit last stream, and I think the reason was that all the documentation was all about Node, and we were writing TypeScript. So there were a confusion of what we need to do, because you're writing TypeScript that become nodes, and then things work. So as soon as we kind of understood that, then it went better.
Yeah.
But we fixed it, I think, inside an hour. I have 30 minutes in my mind, but it was probably an hour after the stream. A few trial and error after the stream, and we fixed it. I forgot how long, but it was kind of quick.
Yeah.
And I should have the name somewhere here.
I feel like we should add the URL. I guess it's in the it's in there somewhere. But add that to like the README.
Yeah.
This is like Willie for some reason in the name. I can't find it. Isn't it like the last entry in the log? Was it Witty?
Visit your website at Willy Hill.
Willy. Willy Dash Hill.
Yeah, I put it in the chat if you're interested. So the way it works, like you click start, then you have a call to an Azure function. The Azure function called the API, fetching 5 questions. I've lived difficulty easy, and I must be really stupid because most of the time I cannot answer those questions. But for example, what does S stand for in NASA? Science? Space?
Space.
We got one. Which Canadian reggae musician had 1993 hit song Informer? I have no clue.
I believe his name was Snow. But
and you were right. For music, I can totally trust you, Jason. What is the shape of a toy invented by Uran Professor? Blah, blah, blah. I will say it's a cube or
well, wouldn't it be Rubik's Cube?
That's what I had in mind because of Rubik.
I didn't know that it was the name. I don't know.
So what caused the titular mascot of Yohahi Watch Japan to become Yokai? When
I would say maybe magic. I don't know. This is a total guess.
I don't like. What's that?
They all seem outrageous, but I don't know. It's
Is it the Pokemon or something like that?
That's good. I have no idea.
Anyone know in the chat? Okay, so when he put on the Harmaki, maybe being run over by a truck.
I have to read up on it.
Through a magician ritual, ate too many of chocolate bar. Well, let's put that one. I feel like it's the less compromising. Being over by a truck, okay.
Dang it, that was my first thought. It's because it seemed so ridiculous.
What's that? Like, what's that thing?
I don't know. Popular culture.
It's a Pokemon. Why is it?
I am not up to speed on Pokemon.
I have no clue. I never watch. Is it never watch?
I never even did the game, which actually seemed kind of fun. Seems kind of fun. I know people that still play it, where you chase Pokemon around on your phone with GPS.
Well, the Pokemon Go. I did it for a little while, but just because it was remembering me another game that I was playing. Forgot the name of that. That was pretty cool. Like maybe 2 years before Pokemon Go. It's 2. Is it 2 or 3? I think it's 2 groups. It's totally virtual, so it doesn't exist for real. But you say, okay, I'm a Resistance or I'm a Alliance or something like that, and then there's things in the word like born and stuff like that capped energy, and you need to own them. So you need to attack them and stuff like that. So you walk, and then you see those things, and you spend your stuff.
Yeah,
that was very good.
Kills your battery, it sounds like, but it's long. You have to walk around with a battery pack.
What was it?
Was that the last question? How did we do?
Oh yeah, I think it was. Oh no, 4 or 5. One more. In 2014 FIFA World Cup was the last. What was the final score of the match Brazil-Germany?
Yeah, I don't know.
Me neither.
Pascal says 1-7.
1-7. And he was right. He was right. Mr. Pascal was right. So we got a perfect score today. No, score 4.
Football fan.
Because Jason made a mistake and didn't know the Pokemon need to be rolled by a truck.
Well, now I know though. That's one I won't forget.
Oh, Ingress. Ingress was the game.
Yeah, I did play Ingress for a while when I had a Google phone for a little while, or an Android.
Oh, is it just on Android?
Well, it wasn't on iPhone at the time. This was like 2012, 2011, somewhere around there.
Yeah, so that
it was fun.
It was
about the same
cool.
time that I started working at a startup where I actually did some traveling, so it was fun to play in like different cities, and it was a good way to get out and walk around like San Francisco.
This is David say he played too. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
It's fun. I'm guessing that game's still around, right? People still play that?
Well, I would prefer play that than was it like with the base and you hack and stuff?
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yep, that was it. It was fun.
I created
especially in a really active city.
On my island. I created Born, and it was up, and people were fighting on that, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's fun because I created just beside the train station, so every morning I was going there and I could capture it back and going for a day of work, and if anybody did something to it, I was coming back and like pushing like reinforcement and stuff, so like that was a strong Born over there, and it was pretty cool.
Totally.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, and you had the full map you could see and stuff.
I love the visuals of it.
Yeah. Well, see, that was fun. Pokemon Go was cool too, but it was a little bit too random for me. Or maybe it's just the Pokemon thing that didn't... Maybe it's catch them all, but it's not catching me. I don't understand the Pokemon fight. I don't understand anything Pokemon. I don't know.
I don't either. And I'd say it was like because I'm
too old.
Like it wasn't part of my age group, but I don't even... that has nothing to do with it. There's people our age that play it and love it.
Yeah.
I just was never really exposed to Pokemon.
Yeah, even like the last Shield and Sword, the game.
Yeah.
Like on Switch, it was a big thing. I watched a few people playing and I was like, nah, not sure. Nah, it doesn't, like, I don't understand the game. Like, yeah. Anyway. Okay.
It makes me think here though, there should be with this open trivia thing a way, because when we make our call, we're choosing like the hard setting, and are we choosing a category?
Oh yeah, but that was just because we were doing a demo.
But I'm wondering if I'm wondering what I'm thinking out loud here, but getting curious about what different things we could make to the call to like bring back some different type of questions. Just playing around with our toy, I guess, is the main thing.
You mean today?
No, not necessarily today. It's just something especially now that you and I have can run it locally. Well, you can anyway, safely. Like I was gonna play with it, change the questions from like 5 to 10, and see if we could like get an easier category, or just find the ones that for music or movies, or stuff like that.
There's no category in that. Like we could explore the API, and that's for sure.
I thought that we could pass a category variable in the URL.
It was category. Well, a good way to know is to explore that. So let's go back. So that's the API we're talking about here. Oh, you know what? Let's note.
Yeah. This is a cool database too. I wish I could do something similar with Discogs database. Wish I could just go query all the...
So there, there's categories: science and computer, entertainment, video. video games.
Yeah. It'd be fun to like play around with choosing categories or randomizing them or.
Wow, there's a lot of category. Whoop, sorry. I need to start my tool. There it is. Yeah. Wow. Well, that's the thing we could play today. Like, we could add that feature.
That's true. Add like a drop down that tells us
yeah,
when you
create the game, like we could say pick one category, or I wonder if we could say give me like 10 questions in music because Jason is here, and video game because we both like video games, and maths, let's say, or computer science. Let's in those 4 categories. I wonder if we can do that. Oh, yeah. That could be a challenge. We could play with that because where we are right now, like I'm not like I need to understand. So
I think it would help us because we were talking about whether or not feels like the end of learning of TypeScript, or at least like a pause of learning on TypeScript, because
it's definitely just a pause. Like soon we'll be back into it. It's just like right now we need to take decision about do we need what kind of database we're like. Let's say database, data store. What kind of data store we're using? Do we need some framework? How we will do our query and stuff? And like we know. Can I say we know shit? Or it's too bad? I say it anyway. We don't know much about that stack, right? And we have friends who know much more. For example, Aaron is building exactly a trivia game right now, right? Trivia app demo. And he's planning to have like, even have like, let's share that. I'll add it also to the note. Whoops, not 3A, just 2. So he's doing that. He's using Apollo server. He's using GraphQL. Like you want to probably play with CosmoDB there. And I was also thinking about CosmoDB because we want to scale and all those things. So I think maybe there's a crossover with what he's doing and what we want to do. So maybe we can merge or 2 project, or if he doesn't want to go, if it's not incompatible, like if it's not compatible or doesn't fit, then we could heavily get inspired by his work.
But regardless, we do know that we would like to be able to choose from categories of some kind because of the types of questions we're going to have. So I think just learning how to filter a larger data set from the interface.
Yeah, that could be cool. Like that could be just a fun project just to,
helps us
we did follow exactly what Thomas was doing in his tutorial. And now let's say, okay, we want to add, and that's often when I'm learning something, like I follow the tutorial and then it's okay, now I want to do this thing, add that little feature. So that could be totally that. So will force us to probably add something in the UI, update the backend a little bit, do a different call. So I think that could be a nice exercise for today.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that could be totally cool. I should play.
So we should add to our to-do that we just want to have like a drop-down filter.
Yeah. Add. So to-do will be add category filter. Category selection. Pascal, 80. Nice score. Congrats.
Yay!
Pop Brazilian. I thought it was. Okay, those are icons. The last from Jeff Hats. I read quickly and I saw like Pokemon something and I was like, what? I bought myself a nice jacket. I was getting tired of being cold when I'm doing ski. So, but it's not cheap. I did that yesterday. Okay, so
Alrighty.
I wonder, do we need to hard code API documentation?
Are we sending over? I know we're sending over difficulty in the request. What else are we sending?
We send the amount of question. And the type was
Just those two?
multiple. I'm assuming we want to keep the type multiple. Not sure
Well,
what
is
the
that
type
the-
is though.
Is that yeah, it's just like an any. Just grab all.
Oh, the other are true false.
Oh, I see. I see.
Well, we could be true false also.
Huh. Okay. Well, we know we're probably all gonna. Well, I guess we haven't thought that far. But most of the questions we will be choosing are also always going to be multiple choice.
Yeah, but like could be just two choice, just easier. You have 50% chance to be right instead of 25%.
But I'm wondering if there might be a completely different set of questions that are true and false type of questions versus multiple choice type of questions. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't think it just takes 4 questions and cuts it to 2.
Well, like if you pick any, then it will mix, right?
Yeah.
If I say AZ, any category, any type, and I say, give me that. Now I open that. Do I have the extension to make it pretty? I don't think I do. So type multiple. Doesn't look like the yeah, it gave me all multiple.
Yeah, it just seems to me like there might be just questions that are just only true and false, but maybe there's not many of them.
So type is Boolean.
Boolean.
Shift Alt F. Yeah, so I think if we, instead of calling here the type multiple, we could probably just skip that thing and
It'll just return
whatever, right?
But are we able to accept whatever and like
Well, we can
format
test
and
it
display?
if we run the if we change it for
if we change the hard code to multiple,
Yeah.
and it does like bring in a true/false question, I guess we would see if it breaks.
Yeah, if we put Boolean instead here, we'll see if it works. If I do that, I will need to redeploy the Azure function. Or can I run?
Can we just run locally?
Yeah, if I change the... Yeah. I could change that to do it local though.
I think, yeah.
And there will be a port. I forgot the port. But that's the API.
I think line 12 needs help. I think you put in a couple weird characters.
Oh yeah, I'm on French keyboard. Sorry. Well, like it's not done. I'm not sure of the port. I will. And
Right.
here, if we hard code Boolean.
Let me get some coffee. One sec.
So now if I... Can I F5 that? Me, that was the one thing yesterday. Yesterday we were trying to have the thing... What is the brand? The brand? Which brand? What are you talking about, Mr. David? 7071. Oh, I was right. 7071. Excellent. So from here, one thing I could do is open a PowerShell from here. Go to that thing. CD. The jacket. Oh, it's a Arc'teryx. Arc'teryx? Arc'teryx? I don't know how to pronounce that correctly.
Arc'teryx.
Arc'teryx? Because I want something... Like, I have something right now, but it's not windproof. And yes, even yesterday when I went outside, it was just supposed to be -5 or something like that. But it felt that I was having a little wind, and damn, it was cold. And I was like, ugh. At the end, I was good. But you know, after like walking super fast, 5 kilometers, yeah. But for the first like 15 minutes, it was cold. So my wife has that. And
Bonjour.
she's
Hi.
super sensible to cold. Fragbird is in
It
the
is Fragbird.
house. Hello, sir. How are you?
Bonjour. Hi.
Code with Sean? Yeah.
Sean here too.
How are you, fellas? Okay, so the API is running, and I was about to start that. So.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for coming.
Okay, so now let's do npm start. Hulan. Code by mistake. Just missed. Nothing new, Fragbird. You know what I was thinking, Jason? Yesterday when we tried to run the Azure function, we should have tried just F5.
Yeah.
Because that's what I did, and the Azure function start.
Okay. I'll add it to my to-do list today. It's gonna be frustrating though if that's all it was.
Oh yeah, like what? We spent 5 minutes only on that. totally untrue. We spent like an hour trying to make a dev environment to work. Oh, that's another thing also we could do. Like, we could try to learn if someone is interested in the chat, or like at least one more someone. Yeah, I got a personalized cloud.
Needed a name tag.
I think he was worried that nobody know him, but now people are asking me where is that guy in the cloud. So he's famous and he doesn't know yet. He's so famous that I'm bringing him in my stream so I can become famous.
Teamwork.
Yeah, like it's definitely not one of my goals to be famous. Yeah, I was about to say something. Yeah, I always forget how it's called. The how do you call that again, Jason? Why I always forget?
I can't tell what you're...
The thing.
Trivia?
No. The dev environment.
Oh. Code spaces.
Code space. It's simple.
Code spaces.
I don't know why. Spaces with an S?
With an S.
Okay. English.
Like you have your own...
English.
You have your own code space, but you can have multiple code spaces.
Okay. So yeah, I wonder if it could be cool to have a code spaces for this project. So if anybody wanna try it, explore, whatever, like you could just that or a container. Like we could have a container for dev. I don't want to run the container. I don't want to run the app in the container because I want to leverage the static web app. Though like I'm not sure if the static web app will. We'll see later, but yeah, if I can, I would like to use the static web app because it's free, and I want like I'm sensitive to the price that people are spending to use open source project and stuff.
And also, I think this is a pretty good use case for the static website, or the static website like product itself with aims to be a perfect fit for something like this.
Yeah.
So like whatever problems we run into, we should go talk to Anthony and like talk to that team and tell them what we're trying to do and what. Anyway, so that's the other part, is like help us improve the static web app product.
Walk the talk. So yeah, so like we could have the dev environment in a container. That could be interesting, honestly. I like playing with container. I need to be better at it. Just
You don't even know you're in a container, but yeah.
And or code space. That could be also very cool to use because I have access to that since preview and I never used it. I just feel guilty.
There's pretty well. It should be. Is it there under the code button? When you hit the green code button, do you see code spaces?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you'll say it's available to everybody now, so you shouldn't feel too guilty.
Oh, did I save the page?
I did. But also, do you need to run something locally?
Oh, did this stop?
Killed it. Oh,
the Azure function is running.
Sean's got an excellent question.
Sean. Well, Jason came with a new name and a logo and everything.
True.
But you didn't push your thoughts in GitHub yet, so we cannot share it. Or can I?
We can. Yeah, I don't know.
I
don't
have it
care.
in I have it in Skype. What you showed me.
But as far as the name Triavia, that was
Me being very creative.
we didn't have any names in mind. We just knew it was going to be a trivia game.
Yeah.
And the very first time that we typed up a doc, it included a typo, Triavia, and so we just decided to go with it.
Yeah. Embrace
until we came up with a better name.
Embrace your difference, they say. So yeah, Triavia came from me making a typo.
But it also sounds like maybe that's just the French way to say trivia.
Nah, not sure.
But yeah, we came up with some other name ideas. Actually, you know what? I've got a doc here. I should probably just put them all and we can see what everybody thinks.
That's strange. Why it's not working? Interesting. Oh, because it's not HTTPS? And I need a slash here. Let's try again. I should have run it in the terminal. You know what, let's stop it here. I thought it was wise to do it there, but then like I never know if it's done. So let's start here. npm start. Was it, I forgot, was it you, Fragbird, or Cardwood Sean was starting a project with Node for the first time? Forgot. I just remember, don't take it wrong, it was not a junior developer trying the Node thing. Okay, now we're hitting the stuff. Whoop. Did I crash? Okay. So let's remove the breakpoint. Wasn't me. How can I make the mode no course? Fetch, whatever.
What is it you're trying to do?
Like it's complaining it doesn't want to call because there's a course protection. So to get around the domain line, blah, 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 start Chrome with. Okay, no, I need to start Chrome. So if I do something like this, no, Chrome. No. I do exactly that and it doesn't want to. I need to do all of that?
Maybe it's not really worth it. Why don't we just
like disable web security, disable GPU? Like why would I need to
Is that just so you can call the API that we deployed?
Yeah, because there's no
Why don't we just like run it all locally, the API and everything?
They are both locally.
Oh, and it still needs you to do this?
Yeah, because it's 2 different ports. I don't understand why I should be able to just do this. There it is. Okay, so now I want to go to the local host 3000 and let's open this. If I click the start button, still
But we weren't. Why are we just now seeing this? Because all you're doing is hitting start. When we didn't have to do this last time we were running it locally.
I don't think so.
In VS Code, are both of the endpoints local?
Maybe I can try port this. No, that's my butt. It did work, right, when we... I'm assuming... Where, like... Is it the Azure function complaining about that, or is it the... I feel like it's the API, but it's an API. It should be able to... $70.71. Oh, look, like it was working. Okay, like the... Let's stop this. Let's go back to multiple. Let's run it again. Maybe I did run the npm start also. I forgot. Maybe that's the problem. If it doesn't work, I will try the npm start instead. So let's refresh this page. And I do the start. I should do console. Same thing, right? So yeah, so access fetch this.
Is that 3030 or 3000? I can't see.
It's, yeah, sorry, it's very small. So I say access to this from this has been blocked.
But what I'm wondering is, do we need, why for the endpoint are we pointing locally? Like our database is the open trivia database, right?
Oh yeah, but yeah, we could call the API directly if we want. You're right. I'm just trying to call the Azure function since we have the Azure function. If we just want to test the...
I see. Yeah. Okay, I'm with you now. So
So let's stop this thing and let's just test npm start to see if it make any difference. Interesting.
Yay! Yay!
So we need to add a header. That's it.
With what in the header?
But how do we do that in our API? Yeah, so that will be in the web app. When we do the fetch endpoint and then we fetch here, input request info, so like just for now let's bypass, so I will stop both and Control C, yes, and let's for now call directly the API.
Yeah, at least we can rule out something that way. We just bypass our API, we know.
I forgot that I didn't have to stop it. And now what I would like to know is just trying to remove a few so here we have it again. Boom. And now if I do start, see, it's working, it's supported.
Okay.
No game, no life first. Aired in 2014.
I wish we knew what category we were answering from, but we got the true false going though.
When we fetch, oh, I closed the.
Do you think? I mean, we
is
know
it
what
part of
category,
the answer
the question, like the category.
to display the category.
Should be, I would think. Like we could add a label that tells you what category the question is in.
Let's say any category, any difficulty, any type.
But if you look at if you inspect the payload that comes over, does it include the category?
Yeah, that's what I want to do. Oh, that was here. Control Alt Shift F. Yeah, I have the category. Yeah, history.
Cool. Okay, so that could be pretty straightforward to just add that as a label for each question.
Okay, so let's add this in the to-do.
I say that should be straightforward.
We'll let you do it.
I mean, it should be just the same as like adding another text box, like the
yeah,
question.
it should be trivial. Right? Shouldn't be that complex. Doesn't sound like it.
Famous last words.
Yeah. Yeah, but here. So hello, blah blah blah, function request header. So here, that's the API. Is it API or it's the, yeah, it's in the API, right? We need, oh, is it in the, damn it, SRC. Yeah, but local.setting JSON, I don't have that right here. That's the API. Oh yeah, I have it. Boom. Let's that hat. I cannot speak. Hosts. It's not host. So let's do this. And let's close that and reopen it. Just because in my head it makes more sense to have the API here and the front end here. So I've been struggling finding where is my code just because of that. So yeah, and now let's npm start this. No, I need to change first. I want to call my endpoint localhosts, and if that works, I will explain what I did. npm start.
Yay!
Finally.
You land. No, was it you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay!
16. Oh, I didn't hear Rip. Hello, Copper Birdie. How are you? So you think it will work this time?
Yay!
It's working.
Yes.
Cool. So now it's working. So it was multiple. So now if I do boolean, now it's recompiling, redeploying, and stuff like that. Tired. This standing at standing desk is hard for me. Yeah, no kidding. Are you just starting to use a standing desk, Copper Birdie?
Make sure you have something underneath your feet. That helps me.
Oh yeah, totally. I bought this thing on Amazon. It was the cheapest one. My wife bought a little bit more expensive. I think she'd got it at is it Costco or Club Price? What's the new name? And it's a little bit more squishy.
In Canada, I don't know.
It's better.
Yeah. Yeah, I got one at it's got a couple different, like around the edges it's a little thicker. It's got like a couple things you can
Oh, you got the fancy
stomp
one
around
where
on.
like, oh, that's cool, yeah.
Yeah,
So that one
helps.
is, it's a little bit firm.
But anything you can put under it. For a while, until this one arrived, I was just standing on a like a really thick I guess it would be a memory foam like pillow.
Yeah. Well, or if you have like running shoes.
Yeah, at least put some shoes on. Yeah, definitely for concrete. That's how my basement is. Like, I'm just right underneath me is just the unfinished basement floor.
Oh, arrived today, so he just got new anti-fatigue mats. Well, yeah, that's not magic, Copper Birdie. Like, I do this stream standing up. I start doing that, and like I struggle a lot presenting when I'm sitting. Like I did that this week, and it was much harder for me to push my energy and like feel comfortable. But when the stream is done, like I will be sitting, and I will probably leave that desk up and just walk on another one. And I'm trying to come back, but I just feel like, yeah, I want to sit. So I need to get better at it. There's an app that can track, and for a little while, maybe I should try to do that. I was like, okay, I need to beat. Like the goal was to get better week by week. So, like the average of minutes standing this week should be lower than next week, and at some point be able to do most of a day. But sitting is good too. Like it's not good for your body to be standing, not walking, not nothing all day long. So I think
that's why I got my standing desk too.
You're what?
I was just responding to what Copper Verity said about standing, sitting all day and everything. That's why I got mine. Although the thing is like once you get, at least for me, once I get like all my stuff, my speakers, my lights, my cameras, and all the things that I need most of the day for stuff. Once I shift the table up and down, like I have to redo it all. So once I get it in a position, either standing or sitting, I tend to keep it there for a long time.
Yeah. Frogwares say, yep, no barefoot, laminate flooring. Oh my god. Don't listen to me. You know what, Code with Sean? I'm waiting for that. I challenge you. 10 seconds will be enough. With all the prep to put your camera that lower. Yeah, what I did is I have one camera, one light is like my camera is fixed to my desk, so it follow me. I have one lamp that is a small tripod I found on Amazon, so like that one is also on the desk, so it follow me. And the last one, it's a boom arm from the ceiling, so I could quickly put it where I want. So like it's very fast to move my setup, but that was not always the case. It won't be grateful. Well, still, you brought it, Cold with Sean, so now I'm waiting for it.
So, were you gonna explain why this works now, or did you already do that?
Oh, I didn't explain, but I can totally do that. So, the Azure function, usually when you are in Azure, you have in the properties, you could go, if I go in Azure, and I go with my personal account, and I go, is it that one? AZ Funk TS? Is it how we call the... Anyway, so when you go in the portal, if you search for course, you have here the API, right? And you can change it. Like put the URL you want and stuff like that. So that's how you do it when you are in Azure. And that's a property. So what I did here is I went to local.setting.json. So setting.json is the settings. So I just put host, course, and I put...
Gotcha.
I put the star here. Like star is, I don't give a about who's coming, let him go. Let him come. But like that's really bad because you're just removing any security. So, but because now I'm in local.settings, that means it's just like when I'm in my dev environment. So then, it's okay. Just like I'm removing any trouble. But in fact, what I should have done instead of putting star, it would be like this.
Sure, makes sense.
That would be, you know what, like we should do that. So now it's allowed, but just from localhost 3000.
And it wants the whole address, not just like a port number or something.
Yeah, the full address.
Got it.
And it's done kind of automatically. Like if you look in the portal, because it's all part of the same thing, that's why it was working. Like it's the same Azure stuff.
Right.
Right.
Of course. Mm-hmm.
So it worked, but locally I'm
Just
running
surprised.
that in like 2 app, and that's why it's kind of 2 domain. But in Azure, it's the same domain, it's the same thing, it's the same URL.
Totally.
That's why it's working.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. What I don't understand is why we didn't run into this last week when we first got it working.
Did we? I think we didn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think we try to run directly in Azure.
Maybe
like
so,
the-
because
because the
we
function
decided
was
that
there.
function was going to be, okay.
I think that's why. But now I'm just wondering, like, why?
Well, we definitely wanted to be able to run locally,
Yeah.
whether that's in code spaces or your machine or my machine or anyone's machine.
Yeah. I'm just surprised now because I thought maybe it's just for the web app, but when I changed the code here, it didn't recompile. Like it's not the end of the world. Can start it again. But I started using a standing desk 1 year ago, and I'm stand working mostly all day since. Cool. Yeah, I like alternating. Like alternate. Like I like to switch from time to time. Like I don't do a full day standing. Oh. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, because the last forward slash. Wow, that's picky. I like that. Security, you must be precise. Okay, so let's try again. Cool. So now we have true false from the local Azure function to the API, and it's super fun. Okay, cool. So now what we want to do is we want any. Well, like in fact we could just remove it though. No, we want to display the category. So that will be in the component question card, right? And here we have the question.
Yay!
Yeah. So we just add another one like above or below that shows the category.
Something like that here.
Is it listed up in the... No. Is it... But it is one of the props. We just maybe aren't defining it.
Oh yeah, it's true. I need to create a props of it. You're right. So I need to create a new props. So let's category, and it will be a string, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now I could do this.
Well, do we also need to put it in the question card section? Around line 20.
Yep.
Should it have its own? No, I guess that's right. It doesn't have a label though. Don't we need to add like some text in front of it or something?
I think what we could do instead of that could be something like, let's say H4, and then I feel that will be a little bit more appropriate. Appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
Ooh. Exploded.
Yeah, because when we fill, we didn't have that, so
Yeah.
we'll find that in the app TSX.
Line 94.
Here. So when we do the call,
Sorry.
so here we need to put the category equal to category.
It's gonna be something dot category, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it will be question number. Well, but that question, yeah, question number, the question we are at. There it is. So now we're passing. So in the app, when we fill the question cards, we're passing the category of the question where we are at right now. So if I just do this, yeah, category.
Did it compile? Nice. Woo! Look at that. So cool.
We could totally have that bold and that not bold also.
I don't even think you need the text for category now that I see it. I mean, it's kind of evident because it's bold and whatever. Maybe it doesn't need the text. Maybe just like need a different color, stand out from the other text.
Okay.
I'll just remove that word category.
Okay. Was it too big? Should I go something smaller?
No, I think the size is right. There was just too many words, and category seemed a little redundant.
Okay.
To me.
And if we go now in here, oh, that would be interesting. Export button, cons button wrapper, export type.
You wanted to change something about it, like the color?
Yeah, just.
Give it like azure blue.
No, black. It's cool.
Yeah, I think it looks fine actually, like that.
Cool. Let's keep it that way.
You could always
Cool.
put a box around it or something, you know. Lots of things.
Oh yeah, but like that's
Somebody who's more familiar with CSS would make some interesting stuff, I'm sure. More familiar than me, not you. No. through. Payday, the heist. Huh. I do like it that we have a category now, because some of them I couldn't always tell, especially those games and that
Yeah.
Pokemon.
Cool. So, was it?
Success. We can check that off, right?
It was
Check
which
that off
one?
the to-do list. Right here.
It was number 2 or 3?
It was 3.
3. So now we should attack. Should attack.
Now we're gonna make it so that we can choose it instead of hard coding it.
The category, or
Yeah.
okay. So
'Cause we
that was
actually,
2,
we
right?
can check off 1 too. We did 1.
We did 1. Oh yeah, it's true. To do. So productive. So productive.
This is my best looking to-do list of this whole week for sure.
Did you share something in the chat? I'm here.
Me? I did not.
Or maybe someone else. Okay. I have a notification in Skype.
Oh, no.
For a few days, I have someone who's trying to call me directly on Skype.
Hmm.
Okay. So, category. I wish we could load the category.
Well, from where? From after making
Yeah,
a
from
call?
the API.
Is there not an API to give you categories?
API documentation. I don't think there is. Like, we can hard code them, just like
Yeah, it's probably
API
listed there.
category. Category lookup. Return the entire list of category. There it is.
Sweet.
Yay!
Oh, so it's another
Yay!
everything though.
It's already in there?
Oh, I was saying that's another everything.
Yay!
So that's it's another call.
Oh, well, I assumed it would be a separate call.
But what I mean is now we need to Alt Shift F. Come on. Oh, I didn't specify the type. Jason. Yeah, so we could add a function to our Azure function to fetch the category and do 2 calls.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't see any way around that, though.
Yeah, cool. Let's do it. Let's do it. Do you want to add time, like a time track?
Yeah. What are we doing now? Is it time or no?
Exclamation point time.
Yeah. I was just checking. That's what you want to do.
So. Well, interesting. I have 2 current championed.
Where'd
Oh,
that
no,
come
okay.
from?
The other one is in distribution, so that's when it's compile. That's fine.
Oh, I see. Yep.
So what I want to do now is how do we call that? So Azure function. I will create a new Azure function here. Create a new function. It'll be a HTTP trigger, and we call that get trivia category. Question
You
category
probably
or
wanna-
category?
Well, you probably do want to spell this correctly. Do you want to get trivia or triavia?
Hey,
Hello, Stein.
welcome. Subscribe? No. Oh, that was on my YouTube channel. Well, thank you. Josh Preston, just subscribe on. Apparently, I have a few people going on the YouTube channel. Thank you. Oh, do you know what, Jason? I think for the All Around Azure YouTube channel, we are at 98. So at 2 subscriber to be able to use a name. But on my Behind the Cloud YouTube channel, I'm like at 51. So I'm very far away.
If I could just find some time to work on new edits, I think we could get over the line.
A what?
Well, I still have a few videos that I want to get out eventually, right? They're just they're not the top. They're not at the top of the priority list right now. But I think once I can get those made and pushed out, we'll get over that line. Also, I've noticed a few things get re-aired on Learn TV. I don't know if you noticed that.
Oh yeah.
Like some of the All Around Azure.
Yeah. So get trivia question categories. Does it look good to you?
Yep. Looks great.
No typo?
Or you could also, I mean, it's a little long. Does it need trivia? Does it just be get question categories or get categories?
It was just a question category, like, because maybe we'll have different type of game.
Okay.
That's why I put question over there.
Sure. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
But yeah, we can remove the trivia. So that will be, let's put it function for now. Cool.
Let's build something.
So now we could just copy paste from the previous page.
That's how this works.
So we had another import. Do you remember what it was?
A different import?
So when we was get trivia question, we had the node fetch.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm.
So let's remove this.
Because that's the only way that call would actually work in a function.
Yeah. So we go with this. And we don't have any param though. So we don't need this.
We will, right? Aren't we going to have a drop down? Oh, this is the API though.
Yeah, this is like give me all the questions. There's no param.
Right. Sorry.
So let's go like this. Function trigger start. We don't have any param, so we can remove this. There's no if because there's no param. Now the endpoint, we need to change that to pass this bad boy.
Pretty simple call.
Data is a JSON, endpoint is this, we do this, and wait for the answer. Data object is, here I should put stringlyphy or something like that, stringlyphy, whatever it is, that's better.
What does that do?
Here, I should put that. Okay, function got na.
What does stringify do?
It's stringify the data. Data is an object, so like since I'm console log stuff, before like maybe I don't know if we still have it. Yeah. So see here in the log, that's the log, right? HTTP trigger function started, and then here we have object. Like
gotcha.
The log was unable to display something, but now we'll have like a big blob of text. What kind of camera are you both use? So I'm using a DSLR called Fujifilm X-T4. It's a big camera. Like I was a photographer before, so I have a bunch of camera. Though I was not using that. I was a Nikon guy before. But now I have like a nice camera and everything.
Yeah, I'm always jealous of the quality on yours.
Thank
I'm
you.
guessing a lot of has the lens. Has to do with the lens more than.
Well, it's
anything.
also a Fuji lens. Those are very exceptional good lens.
Right. I'm using just this one here. This one's not my good one. My good one's this one over here. But this one actually I use because my green screen's behind it. But it's a Nikon D34.
That's a good one too.
It's a good, yeah, it's got a good lens on it. It's good quality, except I have to mess with it every 30 minutes or it falls asleep. And there's like no way to keep that from happening.
Oh, not the Nikon, the other one.
The Sony, yeah, the Sony's
Okay,
really
the
great.
Nikon, you need to touch it every time?
The Nikon, this one here, requires some like
You need to
adjustment.
touch it so it awake.
Yeah, well, it's got a timer on it. Like every 30 minutes, it'll just go to sleep unless you have at least like readjusted the focus or something.
Oh,
So I have a timer set in front of me
yeah.
for 25 minutes so that I, every 25 minutes, like make a minor adjustment.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So the quality of it's nice though. I like the way it looks. I just
Oh, yeah.
hate having, I can't like set
Well,
it.
I
and
still have
edit.
some Nikon lens. I could sell you those.
I'm happy with the lens. It's the body that is.
Yeah, I
annoying.
have. It's back in the day when I was using a Nikon F890, and so my zoom, it's a Tamron, and it's a 28-200.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Like, if I'm selling that, do I still have it? If I still have that, like, it will be pretty cheap.
Right.
But
Yeah, no, Sean, this isn't just a regular webcam. I had trouble finding just a regular webcam at the beginning of the pandemic, so I just went with the camera I already had. But I heard the 920s are nice.
But
I've seen
what you're looking like, Jason right now is seeing me through Logitech. Bonjour, hi, like that. Hey, tail learn code. Bonjour.
Hello, thanks for joining.
How are you? I was on your stream the other day, right? Tail learn code. I think I was. Yeah, Jason is looking at me through a Logitech. So Logitech is pretty good too.
Mm-hmm.
And like, if you're using a green screen, or if like the big difference I would say with like a DSLR or the other one is if you're using a lot, like I will call Logitech any like webcam, right? And let's forget about the one including your laptop. I should do some videos about that, but anyway, the secret is to have a lot of lights. Those camera will be better with a lot of lights, so you could use that, have a lot of lights, and they're really good if you don't need a depth of field. So if you're using a green screen, that's perfect. If like you're against the wall, like me, if I remove my green screen, then it's a white wall, it's fine. If you want depth of field, and depth of field mean like my nose is on focus, and then like my hand here, it's kind of start to be blurry, and as far as I go, it's blurry. Then with a DSLR, it will help to have that. Also, you could play with, physical stuff, but I'm assuming a lot of people are just putting all their setting in automatic. But yeah. Yes, you are. Cool.
Bonjour, hi.
Hey, tête d'ampoule. Bonjour. I do use a green screen. Yeah, so like if you use a green screen, like in my opinion, like a new camera is your last update. Invest in lights, invest in a mic, and that will be better. Like the impact will be better. Like there's no depth of field right now. Like I know my camera is really bright, but even when I was using my little Logitech, people were saying, how come like your quality is so good? And it's like I'm just lighting myself a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a green screen, if you have 2 lights for yourself,
Yay!
like in theory, you should have 2 lights for your green screen. It's like a subject. So we have that. So we have our API. So if I'm running that right now, let's do that. If I npm this guy, so now we have the question category.
Yay!
Take learn, just land 15. So we have our output. It's working. Yay! Cool. So now let's add the stuff in our app. Okay, I think we want another component. And Jason is back, so I can ask him. Jason.
What kind of component?
So the API is working. I just call the API for function.
Yeah.
And
You got it. Sweet.
it's working. Let me get question category from localhost, and voila.
Voila. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay.
So now in the API, in the web app, I suggest that we do another component, that we treat the question category just as a question card.
Totally. Absolutely agree.
And was it? I don't know. Like, do we want a question or category list maybe?
Well, remember, so I think to begin with, like first step, we could just make it a drop-down list or some kind of multi-select list. But at the end of the day, I think the game might want some sort of randomized thing. Or both, you know, like maybe for the first 2 rounds, like you get to choose your category, but once you get to the final round, it's going to be random.
Oh yeah, well, like we could totally, like, we will mix that, but I'm just saying, like, here, like in the API, like you can only pick one. So if we want to be smarter and say, hey, you have 10 questions, which are the category, we will need to make multiple call and mix everything. So I think we're not there yet.
That makes sense.
I think right now we just want to pass a category, but we need to have that drop down. So just to replicate that kind of...
Yeah, I definitely agree that having a drop down, like just being able to pick our categories, one category, not many, would be, or randomly or anything like that. Sounds like the good first step or next step.
Yeah, Fragbird, you could also send me a whisper or like a DM on Twitter, whatever suits you the best. Can help you find some good lights, depending on what you want. Since you're wearing glasses, biggest is the best. And it's not necessarily very expensive. There's very cheap solution also. Okay, so we want to build this. So I think what we want, it's not necessarily a category component, but more maybe a category list component. Because we treat the category as, like, we display the category as like a group.
It's true.
Right? So we're not displaying one question, it's like category list.
It's the whole, yeah, it's like, well, it's one of the fields out of the whole object, right? The whole JSON that comes over.
Yeah, we'll pass that as one, though. But like once it's there, like it's not the same window, right? Because like that when we start the app, like that's one thing that will vanish. Where is it in the app TS6? Like the button here, so like we'll display that button and we'll display that feature. Pick a category. And once you click start, like that field will vanish, so we don't display it anymore, and it's just now like we're passing the category, so like it's two things.
Yeah, I'm with you. Okay. So we're gonna have to pass over the category then from here.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There's a few things. So I think here we want to create a new thing, and it will be category list, I would say, .tsx. Oh my god. And answer object from app.
Yay!
Oh, answer object. So we'll also need to do our object, right? So here it will be a category object. And there's a ID. And there's what's the property thing? A name.
Name.
Whoops.
Yay!
And I'm wondering, I think I will keep it string, but I could put number or int.
That's true.
But let's keep it string for now.
Okay.
We'll avoid having some error format, whatever.
Right. We're not doing any calculations on it anyway or anything like
No,
that.
I don't
now.
like. In fact, I don't care about the ID right now.
Right.
Since I'm assuming. Oh, like I don't know. When we pass the category, maybe we need to pass the ID. We'll see.
Maybe that's what you're passing in actually. Yeah, is the ID.
You know what? Let's check.
Well, there's only two of them. Might as well just get them both.
So API documentation. So if I do this, television, yeah, category 14. So I need to pass the ID. Cool. So I need to keep that as a string. That's good enough. Okay, so we have our object. So we definitely need to import that in our category list. Style. Let's do those three things. But here what we need is the category object. Why it's kind of gray out? Oh, because I didn't save that?
I don't think you want that to be object.
I don't think so, but
Yeah.
why it's grayed out? Yeah, like, see here how like things are more kind of punchy?
Yeah, white.
And here it's kind of... Why?
I don't see a difference.
You don't see the difference?
Well, no, I see the color difference, but I don't know what would be
Okay.
causing it. It's been saved, right?
So we need a props. So type props. What? I switched keyboard again. Damn it. And oh, equal props. Okay. Props equal an object. And maybe because it's not used or refer or something that I forgot. Or and I will only need two things. I'll need the ID and the name.
Do you want it to be question card or should
No,
it
no,
be
no. Like I'm going for
category?
category list.
Yeah.
Okay, so boom, boom.
If you got any snow drifts outside of your house about that size, Frank, you can go drop into. Like off the roof of the house.
Probably, yeah. Probably. I was trying to take a picture, so the snowbank in front of my house is about my shoulder height.
I will. I was about to say like how much money I would pay to see you, like if you recorded yourself dropping into that off the roof of your house. But don't do that. I don't want to encourage.
From the no, because it's on the side of the road, so it's like it's hard.
Yeah.
It's not
just from a high spot.
It's not fluffy. Yeah.
I don't want you to get hurt though. But it would be
like
hilarious.
behind my house. Oh, it's snowing today. I have probably because of the wind, like it's not equal, so I would say an average of knees. Kind of higher than the knees, but you know. Hey, what's the best code editor to try code? Well, I would say Visual Studio Code is pretty cool. Chris Cameron, Kodu-chan. A lot of dollar I'm willing to pay to see it. I'm only kidding.
What did you use before Visual Studio Code, Frank? Because I agree. Like now that once I started using Visual Studio Code, like I just kind of forgot all about most of the
I
other
use
ones
a
I
lot
used to.
Visual Studio IDE.
Just the regular Visual Studio, yeah.
For big projects.
Right.
If it was not like big projects, I was using Ultra Edit. I did try Atom. I did try what's the other one is very
Sublime.
popular. No, I use Notepad++, Ultra Edit, and Atom. I forgot. I think. Yeah, Notepad++ was my regular. Like Ultra, like the one I used for a long time, not just like try it and. I think Atom I used it a little bit, and then like needed to reinstall my PC for like whatever reason, and I switched back to Notepad++. But so like in my life I was really Ultra Edit, Notepad++, VS Code on Windows. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's it works great on all platforms, like all Windows, and even on Raspberry Pi you can install Visual Studio Code. Works great in like Cloud Shell, looks just the same, and then Code Spaces is pretty much Visual Studio Code also.
Yeah.
And you can carry your settings around between cloud and yeah, it does it all. Mostly because it's so extensible, I guess you'd say, right? Like there's so many extensions out there.
You're asking why it's so good?
To make it your own.
You're answering, I mean, what's the Chris Cameron question about why it's so good?
Yeah, just why I use it instead of, because I was using Sublime and then Atom, but that was when I was on a Mac.
Yeah. So I was running in many different OS, not Mac, but like when I say many, I mean I was switching from Linux to Windows. So for me, when VS Code started, it was fun because I had the same UI, the same everything. When I was switching, I didn't need to learn a new tool. If I found a good extension, like, you know, I could use it in the other OS too. So that was pretty cool. I like having the terminal available in the bottom. The color is cool. Like it's not useful, but it's cool. All the extension are like fantastic. Depending on what you do, you could add extension. So let's say you're building a lot of Docker stuff, then you could add the extension, and it will, you know, create a Docker file for you. It will show you the status of your file. That's pretty cool. You have a lot of extension available. Some useful, some just look or like experience. I use that Visual Studio Code to do my Markdown mostly exclusively now. And yeah, it's light, it's efficient, and it runs everywhere.
It's free.
And it's free. Like Visual Studio Code is totally free. But you have the, maybe put the link in the, perfect.
Yep, just did.
It's totally free. Okay, so now we have the props. So now we want to create an object.
Do we need all those fields? They're kind of specific to. Oh, you're in the question card. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting inspired. Like I'm not that fluent right now in TypeScript Node to.
Right. Same.
Like, you know, we need to create a thing and then pass the props. So for us, it will be just the two, and then you're passing it to the new object, and then you do your mapping. So for us, we could still use the wrapper if we want, and then we'll need to loop.
To collect them all.
Yeah. And it was returning all, because maybe we need to add one. It's funny how like the see the category?
Yeah.
9, 10, 11, like it's not
Is there the lower numbers down at the bottom of the list, or does it just start with 9?
It start with 9 apparently and go up to 32.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wonder if they're like secret categories we can
Well,
access.
like there was an option to log in and you could create your own and stuff. So if we're using that API, we could register, I'm assuming maybe pay or something like that, and push stuff over there.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Be right back.
let's copy all that. Oh, we need the export also. And so now we need to remove this. It's only ID and name. I did a typo. Let's put div for now. No, it will be list probably. Select. I forgot what it is. And we'll need some kind of loop here. And then it's option ID equal, I'm not sure how to do that, like option and then ID equal, and then that will be ID, right? And then here will be name.
You know, for not really having a strong agenda for today, I feel like we really crushed it.
Yeah. No, we are getting close to the end.
Yeah, I was gonna say we only have like 15 minutes left. I don't know what our end game is here. If we're gonna be able to
I would
deploy
love
to
to
the
be
cloud.
able to display that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how do we loop? In util, I think we loop. Huh? How to feel like brainless.
Well, I didn't see everything you were doing. Obviously, I walked away, but are you looking for like how to populate a drop down, or what do you vision that you're collecting these into, or how you're displaying them?
Oh, just in the drop down for now.
Have we looked for just like instructions on how to create a drop down, or do we know that part yet?
Oh, like it's like let me show you what I wrote. What I wrote was I think how you write a drop down, it's select, and then like for everything you have options.
Okay, so that's the basic scaffolding for a drop-down list?
I think. And then
Okay.
So here we want a loop, and here it should be like end loop.
Right.
And I think we might need to add an option here for all. And if we pass this, then it means we remove the category from our query. So we get like it's a get all category.
Right.
But for starting, I would say just let's fill it and then add that. So I just need to loop in a TypeScript, but here it's like but that's in JavaScript. I want TypeScript.
TypeScript looping or select? Filling select. Oh, I see.
Oh, drop down could have been better. Oops, I did a typo. So here. Huh. That's easy.
Oh, the map. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's true, it needs to be in a form though. Not sure. Do we? Oh yeah, let's try just this.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
So what I need is my... Oh yeah, but... Oh, damn it. I think we'll need a category class, and then category lists will have a control. Yeah, I think I did it wrong. Like, we'll need a category, we'll need a type, a class category. We'll fill that, and the category list, the component, will have a collection of that, an array of that.
Okay.
So, because here the problem is, like, there's only one. There's no, you know, when we create that, like, it will be one.
Yeah, okay. I follow.
So yeah, I think we'll need to do that. But I also think that will be in the next episode.
Can't pull it off in 8 minutes.
I feel I will be.
Yeah, let's not tempt ourselves with because we either just keep going or we break something.
Yeah. Well, like right now it's broken, kind of thing.
Well, yes, but it's more just like in mid-development.
Yeah, but so yeah, we should create a branch. Let's go in Triavia.
If we're gonna push to the repo, though, we're gonna
So should I push to stream?
What did we say the difference between that one and dev is?
Stream is whatever is we're working on.
Okay, there you go. Stream it is.
Oh man, can I stash it? Okay, let's stop this guy. That's stopped. Oh, that thing was running too. Okay, well. Oh, maybe that's why it was it was grayed out, maybe. Because it was running, so it couldn't compile or something.
Maybe. There's still a couple in there that aren't active.
It's funny, eh? Okay. So, why can I not create a branch? Can I create a branch? Create a new branch. Let's say feature category. So now I could commit into that. So if I'm looking here, we're pushing index. Did we change anything in the index? App CSS, app style. Let's have a look to those files. So what did we change here? Oh, we changed the font. And I didn't push that? Apparently no.
Strange.
Okay. So cool. So let's do this. In progress, adding category filter. Oh, category selector. Selection. Category selector. 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 Boom. Now if I push to feature category. Feature. Yeah. Feature. I should have put a S, but cool. Did I don't think I land today. So what's the score? Who's leading today?
Last one. Need one last rack attack.
So let's have a look. Jason, you're there. Tête d'ampoule 71. Pascal 80. So I think Pascal was again. I think Pascal is a real champ. I think he was still leading today.
How do you do it?
Man, did the InstaFluff give you a cheat sheet? Pretty cool.
All right.
Okay, so let's stop that. So now I have my thing. Oh, one thing I could do is going here and CB. Now if I do ls, I have code and I want 2021-02-05. That's the stream notes generated today.
Bonjour. Hi.
Hey, Bellatas. Bonjour. Just in time. We're wrapping up stuff though, but happy to see you.
Yeah. Welcome.
So yeah, so Pascal is the first real person. Then there's Tête d'ampoule, and then
How did the rest of us know which ones are bots and which ones are real?
I just know.
Yeah, but how did the rest of us know that?
Oh yeah, like you know.
You just learned.
You need to pay attention.
Gotcha. Okay. Comes with time.
Yeah. Well, you know, undefined process. Yeah, like you just need to kind of to know. Any suggestion for who we should raid?
Well, let's see who's playing, who's up. Somebody on the Microsoft Developer Channel.
Is it yeah, it's the 225 show.
Yeah, 425.
Let's try. I pick song like that could be cool. Let's mute them for now. Wings whirl. Oh, I'm watching. I hate them. Ads.
Yeah.
TV/Teams. Of course. Oh, I was not.
Velditaas votes for the 425 show.
Because there's KL Code's doing some Rail and Docker stuff. That could be interesting. There's a cats in the screen. So you will be happy. And there's a 8-bit Skull Dev. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, he's playing game. So well, let's go see this one. I don't know how to pronounce her name, but I like try raid and then this Kyle codes. I think it's Kyle codes, kill codes. Well, thank you everybody for being there. Thank you for the new subscriber on the YouTube channel. It's very appreciated. Eventually, I will have a name over there. That's cool. For Behind My Cloud. Have a good weekend. Any big plans? Leave it on the chat. I have no plans for to this weekend. Maybe coding a little bit.
I think it's gonna be cold, so I'll probably be inside.
Anyway, have a good weekend, Cloudies. Let's go raid, send some love, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.
See y'all later.